Yeah, they're fucked.
From the Richardson gang. Now, they were the rival gang
with the Kray,
to the Krays.
They were killing each other.
I mean, they were killing a lot of people.
Too,
not like England's just a.
I mean, just to build someone
idolize you. Idolization is such a massive fucking following in England and those UK neighborhoods. Idolizing is just, they have great things to idolize. You know what I mean? They have the great the English warriors and stuff. They even have the guys from the IRA. They have the Kray brothers. All those guys. They make those guys into legends, folklore. They're almost superheroes, gods.
Yeah. Very true. I mean, the Kray twins that Mike cited there were gangsters from the East End of London. They shouldn't really have been heroes to anybody, and yet now, still, long after they both died, the Kray twins, they're revered in many parts of East London, certainly, because they had a hold over their people, where they looked after the women and the kids and everything else. They only fought their own, as they put it. There was a kind of honor amongst thieves.
I used to write Reggie Kray when I was in prison.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
And he wrote back to you?
Yeah, he wrote me first.
Really?
I wrote him back, yeah.
Wow.
What did you discuss with him?
He was telling me about his life. And I was discussing what I was doing here and how I feel about being here and what I'm going to do when I get out. And when I came out...
so that was when you were in prison?
Yeah, so when I came out to prison, I was fighting somebody. I think it was Julius France. I was coming out to fight somebody. It was a big fight. And I gave my respects to, I went to visit his family, and I was talking kindly about him, and they almost sent me out of the country back to America.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, he was, I had some dealings with him.
You did?
They were tough guys. I mean, the 60s in London.
So, prison must have thought he's such a sweet man.
He was very well behaved in prison.
Yeah,
they both were.
Man.
I mean, Ronnie, his brother, was in Broadmoor, which was more of a psychiatric prison.
Yeah, Ronnie was really out there. Huh?
Yeah, he was slightly madder, I'd say. Reg was in a conventional prison, wasn't he?
Yes.
Parkhurst and then Maidstone, I think. But they were, fascinating parts of English folklore. They were folk heroes to many people.
And the Richardsons and stuff.
I was in a restaurant, Mike, about 3 years ago with some old village friends. And this guy came to our table, immaculate, in a smart suit and beard and everything. He came over and he introduced himself to me. And thank God I was friendly. he said, Mr. Morgan, I wonder, I think he said my wife would like to have a photograph with. I said, of course, no problem. Anyway, did all that. And then we had a little chat and he walked off, and the maitre d' of the restaurant came over and said, do you know who that is? I went, no. He said, that's Charlie Richardson.
Yeah, they're fucked.
From the Richardson gang. Now, they were the rival gang
with the Kray,
to the Krays.
They were killing each other.
I mean, they were killing a lot of people. So I was very glad I was friendly to him.
They'll kill you if you say, I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of you. He'll kill you. You're not afraid of me? Boom.
That's so intense, man.
Whoa.
Do you think there's something to it being an older section of the world, than America? America is very young. I feel like there's not much. The identity gets so blurred sometimes.
England was so many countries before it was England, right?
Well, it's interesting.
It's so many different inhabitants at England.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, America has a reputation worldwide of being a very violent country, particularly with the guns and everything else. And I always say to people, even though I've campaigned against the guns to try and put some control on it. But I always say you have to understand America's a very young country. Yeah. And that Britain, when it was a young country, was constantly at war with people. Constantly. Everyone had a gun in those days in Britain. Same with Germany. Same with Japan, Australia. So a lot of countries that used to have a lot of guns, but are older countries, I think, eventually came to a more peaceful scenario with their countries and their people. America still seems to me it's a fantastic country in so many ways. But
absolutely,
it's big,
we're still fear driven.